see, that was water over there. I didn't want to drive into that. Oh, crap. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on two figures. We are looking at the Marvel Superheroes Retro Marvel Legends Wolverine and Punisher. If you're trying to pick these up, you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Now, if you guys saw my P.O. Box Pickups video, I asked my viewers, hey, do you want to see me do a review of these individually, or do you want to see separate reviews? And it was back and forth. There was a lot of people who wanted one or the other, so I'm pairing them up right here, and I have these two paired because they're two of the bloodiest Marvel characters. They do a lot of killing. Now, the Black Widow does killing too, but not quite like the Punisher, not quite like Wolverine. Anyway, we have Punisher over here. I do want to show Punisher next to an actual Marvel Superheroes figure right there, so you can see how similar the packaging is. As far as Wolverine goes, I don't remember there actually ever being a Marvel Superheroes version, but I did get the X-Men Wolverine figure, as you can see right here on the right side. And back in the day, X-Men was just so huge that it was like the Marvel Universe and then the X-Men Universe. It was just that intense, just so much going on. Now again, these are re-released figures, but I like how on the bottom it says combat weapon right there in different languages. Then right over here it says iconic claws. Then on the very back we get a read-up on Wolverine. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. There's a read-up over here on Punisher. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now, and then you can see the other figures from this wave. Let's get to it and crack these things open, but I'm going to do it very carefully. I'm going to see if there's a way where I could open these without damaging the packaging. And here's the Punisher and Wolverine out of the packaging. Now, these figures are mostly just repaints over here, but they look good. So they're good looking repaints. However, I can't say just right off the bat, I can't say that these are justifiable purchases for everybody, especially if you've already picked up the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave of that brown suit Wolverine and the Walgreens exclusive Punisher. You're not getting a whole lot of new over here, and I was able to get these figures back in the packaging while not looking too shabby. I'll show that off. But Hasbro has changed some things with these figures. So let's get a closer look at that Punisher, and then we'll get a closer look at Wolverine. So unfortunately, Punisher really comes with only two accessories. He has interchangeable heads, and then he comes with this rocket launcher, which looks great. We've seen this before though, but man, I really like how this came out. I really like the silver plastic, and there's no marbling except for right over here. That's the only spot I'm seeing any marbling, but man, very clean for the most part. I really dig it. Oh, okay, a little bit of marbling, didn't catch that, but still much less than we've seen before, and the black paint looks very clean on this, and again, we've seen this sculpt before. It looks very clean. And then just to quickly compare this rocket launcher to some of the previous ones that we'd seen, there's this all black one, which I can't remember which figure this came with, but it's all black. And then we have the all gray one that came with the Hydra Enforcer. This one out of the three of them I like the most, so I'm very pleased with this. And looking at the head sculpt of the Punisher, now I'm not going to get into all the details. I'm mostly going to compare this to the Walgreens exclusive Punisher. As you can see right here, they both have the bandanas going on right there, and this guy, yeah, definitely reminds me of Rambo. His teeth are a lot cleaner. This guy did not brush his teeth, but this guy did, so yeah, cleaner teeth, Punisher! But yeah, and he also doesn't have this whole harness right over here. Now, unfortunately for me, this harness kind of scuffed up the skull right there, as you can see. And just opening this guy up, I didn't do anything. I didn't drop it. He came out of the packaging scuffed up, which really bums me out a lot because I wanted a cleaner Punisher. That's one reason why I wanted to buy this second one, which is, you know, more or less the same exact thing as this one right over here. So that sucks. That just blows. But anyway, looking at the belt over here, it looks really good. You know, I like that we have the white belt instead of the brown, and I like both versions, but having this more comic accurate version right here makes me happy. I'm pleased with that. We're also getting different hands. You can see that we get trigger fingers right here on the hands of the newer one. You can see right there, trigger finger sticking out and no trigger finger sticking out, so that was a big complaint of mine. We still don't have a holster on the side. I would like him to have a sidearm. That would be great. And then, you know, the white feet and everything are the same. So yeah, what I had done before was I had taken a Shield Agent holster right over here and just slid that up the leg, and I always thought that looked really cool. It actually matches pretty well with this version too, so a little bit darker. I wish they added some color variation over here. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I don't know. If they added some blue highlights or something like that, that would have been cool too. I saw Bugnice10 mention that. And now looking at the other head sculpt, we get this guy right here, which is the same exact head sculpt that we had seen before, but it's much cleaner. The Walgreens exclusive has a 5 o'clock shadow and some pink paint around the eyes and everything, which I like more. It looks like he hasn't slept in 3 weeks, and yeah, he hasn't shaved in 2 days, so there you go. looks pretty good on this one. This one's really clean. I just don't, yeah, I just don't like it as much, but not bad. As far as the articulation goes, you know, the arms, the issue is still kind of there for me. I feel like it's not rubbing as bad, but I wish I could lift his arms up a little bit more. You can see on this one it got quite chewed up, so yeah, I think they've resolved this more or less. It's still getting a little chewed up, but it is better on this one right over here. And as far as the rest of our articulation goes, if you really want to see that, you can go ahead and watch my review on this guy. I should have a card up in the corner right over there. Now, to demonstrate how these trigger fingers work on this Punisher, and by the way, you can see the fingernails sculpted in there, so I can't pinpoint exactly what other figure this came from, but yeah, it's kind of funny seeing fingernails coming through the glove. I'm trying to get this gun right over here, wedged in there, and there it goes. So yeah, he will hold that. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Makes me happy. And it works on the left side too, but this is much more difficult to get in there because the hand or the fingers are angled down in a way where it's just harder to pull that finger away and reach in there. But it will work, as you can clearly see right there. Hey bub. So here's the quote-unquote new Wolverine figure, and again, same sculpting as we'd seen on the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Waves Wolverine, but slightly different paint apps. We get a much lighter brown color, which I like. So I do like this newer Wolverine figure more. It is just a better figure, and we get the interchangeable head as you'd seen earlier in the video. And you could see it's, you know, the sculpt is the same. The claws over here, oop, I dropped one. See, one thing I've done to kind of spread them out, because if you just have them pushed all the way in, I find it kind of easy to like half them off of here a little bit to spread them out a little bit. Oh, that's a little too far, but you know, you can mess with it as you like. You know, we've seen these claws plenty of times before. This is a different color gray than I'm used to seeing, and these hands still pop off on me easier than I'd like them to. Some people say that they didn't have a problem with that, and I had that problem on the Juggernaut Wave figure, but yeah, the claws look pretty good. Not my favorite. I do have the STCC X-Force exclusive claws on this one. I can't remember exactly how those looked on this. I don't know. I guess I could pull up an image for my review of this guy. There you go. But yeah, looking at the rest of it, it's fairly similar. We do get that lighter brown, which looks good, so I'm very pleased with that. Again, if you want to see the articulation on this, go ahead and click the review of the Juggernaut Wave figure. Then we get the interchangeable head, which we've also seen before, and then we get this piece right here, the mask that you could pull down, which we'd seen with the Dawkins figure. And then you could take this head right here, which is actually not brand new. We'd seen this head before, but I do like it. This is great. I love that he has a bit of 5 o'clock shadow around there. The hair looks really good. You get a little bit of a bluish paint mixed in there, which looks really good. I actually really like that. That's pretty neat. I like seeing that variation over there. Then comparing this head sculpt to, I can't remember which wave this guy's from. Was it the Rocket Raccoon wave? But yeah, you could see that we'd seen this head sculpt before. So there's your maskless Wolverine head comparison. You can see this is just the solid black color in the hair. This one has blue mixed in there. Get the 5 o'clock shadow over here. We don't get that over there. Pretty sweet. I was not able to remove the head on this one. I'd tried to for quite some time, but they made it very difficult to do that. But yeah, this one you could swap, and if you want to put this head on this figure, you could totally do that. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. One other thing that they did here is that they added the arm hair. I love having arm hair on my Wolverine figures. You know, he should have arm hair. This one did not have the arm hair. Flesh tone's a little bit darker too, but yeah, I do like this figure more. Now to measure out these two figures, you can see that the maskless Wolverine is right at 6 inches tall, and then the Punisher is standing just at 7 inches tall. And then here's comparing the Punisher and Wolverine vintage figures to some other Wolverines and Punishers. You could see over here, and I didn't mention this earlier, that the deco for the Punisher logo is quite different on this newer one compared to this one. The skull is larger and the eyes are shaped differently than that guy right over there. I actually do like this one more. And then here's a new Punisher and Wolverine next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And here's Wolverine and Punisher back in the packaging, but not really. So these are not the figures that were originally in the packaging. These are both the previous versions over here. I do have the same mask that came with that Wolverine and the same alternate head sculpt, and then I do have that Rambo head sculpt in there, or not Rambo, but you know what I mean. And I did swap out the rocket launcher right there. So this is the figure that came in the vintage pack right there, and I think that looks very cool. So I may have him displayed like that, and I didn't put the all black rocket launcher in there just because I wanted some variation in color. And then here's the new Wolverine figure with the X-Force STCC exclusive claws attached to him. So I'm going to have both of these on display as you see them right over here in my collection. I'm pretty stoked with how those look. Now getting a closer look and showing how I put these back back in the packaging over here because I think they look pretty good, right? You can't really see the cuts or anything unless you look right down there, which you still really can't see them too well. So what I did was I took an X-Acto knife and I cut along right down here at the very bottom, and you can see it splits right over here. So on this one, it didn't come out as clean. Kind of has to tuck in a little bit more. But yeah, I just cut along right over here. You don't have to cut that very bottom part, but it goes across. Then I left a little bit of the edge and then just cut up right over here. So what I did was I created this flap, so now I could lift it open like so and then take them out. It came out just a little better on the Wolverine, so you can see it's not hanging extra low, and you can see I could just lift that up and remove the whole figure like so, and boom, there we go. And then just demonstrating putting it back. I mean, you're gonna have to do some squeezing and shoving, but it's not too bad. I can get them in there fairly easy. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna do that with the rest of the figures. I'm glad that worked out well for me. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, I hope you guys are very happy with this review. If you are, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the review. Let me know what you think of these vintage collection figures. Do you think it's a major ripoff? Do you think Hasbro's just milking it? Or do you think they're actually offering something new over here in a different kind of way? I mean, nobody has to buy these, right? So if you don't think it's worth the money to get the cool fancy packaging and the upgrades, then don't buy them. But you know, still paying another 20 bucks to get like the same figure twice, it's a bit frustrating. So I can't say I highly recommend these, but I do think the upgrades to them are cool, and I do like the packaging, but not a strong recommendation for me for these. Anyway, hit the like button if you like the video, leave a comment down below. Again, let me know what you think, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit that notification bell if you haven't already, so you know immediately when the next ShartimusPrime video is posted. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it should be over at marvelousnews.com. And I got to give a big thanks to all these people over here for supporting this YouTube channel. Your help was very much appreciated. If you're interested in the ShartimusPrime perks, check the Patreon link below. Also, if you want to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, links all in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace! I'm gonna play with my toys today. 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 Well, I don't care what the strangers say. I'm gonna play with my toys today.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,